This is a 10-minute video that could possibly change your music career forever. In just 30 days from today, you could have your first blog feature. In 90 days from today, you could have 2,000 real Spotify followers showing in your artist dashboard. And 6 months from today, you could make your first $10,000 from your music. See, there's a little known, simple, but very powerful two-part system that is now being used by independent artists just like you to get featured on real blogs, to grow loyal fan bases, and to create a sustainable income from their art in as little as 30 days or less. It's the same secret that I used to go from working jobs I hated and releasing music into complete silence to landing CBS sync placements, working with global brands like Unilever, and helping other artists hit 100K streams after years of getting ignored. My name is Margot White, and while you may not have heard my name before, you've definitely seen some of the brands that I have worked with and some of the work that I've had featured, such as CBS, Unilever, and artists from China to Nashville. I'm a music producer, songwriter, and artist with a degree in classical music performance from Goldsmiths University in London. I earned my Mix with the Masters certificate training under Steve Albini, and I've trained with Chris Difford at his Glastonbury songwriting camp for 2 consecutive years in a row, working with some of the world's best songwriters. I've worked with incredible talent such as Alina Smith of Liar in Los Angeles, the amazing producer behind hits for ITZY, Red Velvet, and Fall Out Boy, and I've been mentored by great talent such as Vincent DiPasquale and Steve Lillywhite of Rolling Stones. And it's all thanks to having something in the back of my head that none of the mainstream music business experts have been able to figure out. The reason is that I have been able to do something they can't teach, because it goes against sort of everything that the music industry wants you to believe. And this secret could potentially get you featured on real blogs in 14 days, grow your Spotify to over 10K followers in 90, and help you make your first 10K from your music with just a simple 2-part system. It takes less than 60 minutes a day. It doesn't require you to post 3 times daily on social media or beg playlist creators. It doesn't require you to compromise your sound or chase trends, and it has really no risk at all. And it's all possible because of something that I discovered working in the music industry. It's something that allows almost any independent artist anywhere, regardless of how many followers they have, how much they have released, or how much money they have, to follow a step-by-step system and instantly be featured, grow real fans, and create income practically on demand. It's like having a cheat code that lets you beat the music industry at its own game. This is the same exact secret being used by the artists you see blowing up on Spotify, the ones landing sync placements, the ones getting featured on blogs and radio, and just really making moves in the industry. The ones building cult followings, the ones who, if I told you their names, you would instantly recognize them. See, I discovered this by accident a few years ago when I was struggling just like you. And I saw firsthand how certain artists were using this 2-part system to go from being invisible to unavoidable in record time. That's when I realized the experts are all saying one thing publicly about how to grow your music career, but the artists who are actually succeeding are doing the exact opposite behind the scenes on their own terms. As I dug deeper, I learned there was a little known system that they all use, and I'm going to give you that exact system today. The system will not work forever, however. I estimate that this rare opportunity will only last another 12 to 18 months max before the music industry adapts and makes it harder for independent artists to access these blogs and contacts. The window is open now, but it's closing. I've actually taught it to hundreds of artists who are all on their way to having the music careers that they truly deserve, becoming totally creatively and financially independent. This has worked so well for me and the artists who use it that my work has been featured with CBS, Unilever, and countless indie artists who are now building sustainable careers. After first discovering it, I was able to land sync placements worth thousands of dollars, which changed the trajectory of my career forever. And I was able to teach it to other artists who replicated the same results. It doesn't involve complicated social media strategies, posting 3 times a day, or begging playlist curators for ads and attention. I'm not talking about sacrificing your authentic sound just to chase trends. I'm not talking about spending thousands of dollars on Facebook ads that go nowhere. And this has nothing to do with all the things most music business experts will tell you to do to grow your career. That's why it has only been known to a small handful of independent artists who figured it out until now. And it's the reason this very unique and special kind of system is something that you've probably never heard about. All you need is your laptop or phone and an internet connection, and by just following this simple step-by-step process in only 60 minutes per day, you can literally get your music in front of blogs that actually feature independent artists just like you, are credible and respected, and this is how you grow a fan base of people who genuinely love your music and keep coming back for more. And this is how you create multiple streams of income from your art as well. Look, the artists who are making it aren't just better musicians. They're not lucky, and they're definitely not working harder than you. They simply have 2 things that you don't. Number 1, they have access. A list of blogs that actually say yes, a list of radio contacts who play independent music, a list of playlist curators who respond. And number 2, they have alignment. They've cleared the blocks that stop most artists from executing: the fear of rejection, perfectionism, the imposter syndrome. And once you have both of these, access and alignment, everything changes. Because you can't succeed with just one. If you have the contacts, but you're too afraid to pitch them, you stay stuck. If you have the confidence, but you don't know who to pitch to, you waste time. You need both. And that's exactly what I'm going to give you today. 7 years ago, a very significant thing happened to me. Not a lot of people were talking about things that actually worked for independent artists, but I stumbled onto something that changed everything. See, I wasn't always the artist landing CBS sync placements, and I wasn't always working with international brands, and I definitely wasn't always helping artists build sustainable careers. I was actually exactly where you are right now. I was the girl releasing music into the void, the one posting on Instagram 3 times a day because some guru said I had to. The one cold DMing playlist curators at midnight and not getting responses. And here's what really gutted me. I knew my music was good. I had a degree from Goldsmiths. I had trained with Steve Albini. I had put in the work, but nobody was listening. And then, one day, after another rejected pitch, after watching another artist with worse production get featured on a blog I'd been ignored by, I had a realization. It wasn't about being the best musician. It was about having access to the right people. The artists who were succeeding, they had a list of blogs that featured indie artists on their level, a list of contacts who actually responded, a list that took years to build through trial and error, and I didn't have that. So I decided to build it myself. I spent the next 3 years testing blogs, building relationships, finding out which ones actually said yes to artists like me, and which ones were wasting my time. Email by email, pitch by pitch, until I had 50 curated contacts that actually worked. And once I had that list, everything changed. I started getting featured within 2 to 4 weeks of pitching. I started getting sync placements. I started making real money from my music. Not because I suddenly got better at music, but because I finally had access to the right people. I finally had the right system. But here's the second thing I discovered. Even when I gave artists the same list, some of them still didn't use it. They had contacts, they had the templates, they had everything they needed, but they couldn't make themselves hit send. Why? Fear of rejection, perfectionism, imposter syndrome, creative blocks. And that's when I realized access alone isn't enough. You also need alignment. You need to clear the nervous system patterns that keep you stuck. So I started developing activations, 10-minute daily practices that dissolve these blocks at the subconscious root level. And when I combined both parts, the access and the alignment, that's when artists started getting life-changing results. And I put together the Halo Artist Ascension Kit, revealing this 2-part system in great detail. and showing how any independent artist can use it to transform their music careers. And as of today, hundreds of artists have used this system to change their careers for the better. This has worked for me, it's worked for others, and most importantly, it's going to work for you. Here are just a few of the artists who have used this system. Now I'm about to show you what I showed them, so you too can start getting featured, growing real fans, and making money from your music in as little as 30 days from right now. The reason why I'm sharing this system and helping other independent artists is twofold. First, it really angers me that the music industry gatekeepers want to keep independent artists broke and invisible, using the majority of talented musicians as virtual content machines to feed streaming platforms, while keeping the money, connections, and opportunities for themselves. By sharing this system, I'm also empowering artists to become financially free and creatively independent, and also helping them to see how things really work behind the scenes of the music industry. Secondly, doing this is my way of giving back. So here's what this will do for you today. Number one, this system is going to take you behind the scenes of how hundreds of independent artists are now beating the system, using this two-part method to get featured, grow fans, and make money. And how by using one simple 60-minute daily process, you can finally say goodbye to the stress and invisibility that has held you back from the music career you deserve. Number two, you have the system, you will be given step-by-step instructions of what to do and how to do it. Once you follow these instructions, you'll start getting responses from your pitches within 7 to 14 days, allowing you to finally start getting featured on blogs that drive real streams and build real fans. And then once you have that in place and that momentum, you'll be able to grow your Spotify following to 10,000 real fans who genuinely love your music and are excited to hear about what you're creating. And then you can create multiple streams of income and add to your first $10,000 when you put this simple two-part system into motion. Your music career could potentially transform in 30 to 90 days, no matter how invisible you are right now. And in just a moment, you'll see a button appear underneath this video. When you click that button, you'll be taken to a secure page where you can gain instant access to the Halo Artist Ascension Kit. Once inside, you'll get immediate access to everything: the ultimate indie artist press and radio outreach guide with 50 pre-vetted contacts, word-for-word pitch templates, so that you never stare at a blank email again. The Alchemize the Muse workbook with 7 10-minute activations that dissolve creative blocks, 2 guided audio meditations that rewire your nervous system for confidence, and limited time access to the Muse portal, our private Discord community where you can support and collaborate with other artists. The steps are very easy, and I will walk you through each one of them. It really is surprisingly simple. It doesn't matter if you've released one song or 20, it doesn't matter if you have 50 followers or 5,000. One artist went from 47 streams pre-release to 10,000 in their first month. Another went from complete invisibility to landing blog features within 14 days. One artist not only grew their fan base, but made their first $5,000 from sync placements in 90 days. Another finally quit their soul-sucking job to go full-time with their music. These are just a few of the hundreds of stories that are happening to independent artists. And when you join them inside today, it could happen to you too. Now, let's talk about what this is actually worth. If you hired someone to build a list of 50 curated music blogs and radio contacts for you, that would cost you $5,000 minimum. If you hired a copywriter to write custom pitch templates, that's another $1,000. If you hired a coach to help you clear creative blocks and build confidence, that's $3,000 for therapy or coaching sessions. If you bought production templates and songwriting frameworks, that's another $1,000. If you joined a private artist community with direct access to a mentor, that's $1,500 for a year of access. So we're talking about $11,500 in total value if you tried to piece this together yourself. Now, if I were smart, I'd charge you $997 for this, maybe even $1,497. And honestly, it would be worth every penny. But I'm not doing this for profit. I'm doing this to change lives. I'm doing this so any independent artist who needs this can have access to the system they need to build a sustainable music career. And the only way I could make this accessible to broke artists like I was to offer it as a digital system you can access instantly on your phone or computer. So instead of $997, you can get instant access to the complete Halo Artist Ascension Kit for a one-time payment of only $37. That's it. Less than taking your friend out for dinner for a complete system that could change your entire music career. To take advantage of this opportunity, simply click on the button below. You'll be taken to a secure registration page. Once you register, you'll get instant access to everything, and you can start sending your first pitches tonight. This really is the opportunity of a lifetime for you. Remember, life-changing opportunities rarely knock twice. I'm planning to raise the price of this to $97 very soon as more artists use it and get results. So if you're seeing this at $37, you need to grab it now before that window closes. I really look forward to seeing you inside and helping you achieve all your music career goals and dreams.